It's 40 Central. This is what I live for. I got 'em. Let me talk my shit. Welcome to the 40 with slugs flying, the good dying. Where you stuck in this trap, but then you keep trying. Where everybody either rap or play ball, or you trapping that paper, you really just trying to stack tall. Where you gotta keep your back to the wall. Child friends is beefing, and he ain't even got a cause. I'm not cool with people like I once was.
Yeah, baby, we back, man. 40 Central podcast, man. We got the manual back, man.
Was good.
Hold on, before we even start,
Chill out.
we gotta do it. Congratulations, bro.
Hey,
That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, you took the step, man. Getting hitched.
Yeah.
Tell me how that went. Like, how was that? It must have been like really beautiful.
No, it was nice. Niggas was in Mexico and Cancun. It was her birthday. And we had like a private dinner on the beach and shit like that. So
Did she know?
no, she didn't know, especially because like I've always told her I would never propose to her on her birthday. So she definitely just like didn't expect it. Because I was just like, nigga, I'll never do that. That shit's selfish as fuck. But then like just because of the moment where we were at, I'm like, nigga, kind of
Felt
nice.
good.
Yeah.
that's what's up.
Yeah, she didn't expect it at all. Suspect, expect, same shit.
Now she's on the ground doing this shit with her hand.
Bro, she's been wilding, bro. She's been wilding, bro. Nonstop for everything. Look at that.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
That's what's up.
that's good. That means she's happy.
Nah, yeah. She is.
Yeah, but yeah, man, we want to congratulate you. Wish you guys the best and everything like that.
And I always think it's interesting when men go through this like part in their life, because women dream of that for their whole lives, and men don't.
Yeah.
So it's just always interesting to see like how men change from where they were before that and then after, because it makes a lot of us better, you know. But being that is something that, you know, as kids, like nobody tells us like grow up and get married or anything like that. Like, no,
Yeah, they never told you like how to propose.
right? Like that's never a conversation. Like how to propose, go and get married, go find the one, and then you find it. It's like, oh, this is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up.
But it definitely is a big difference. I especially think just like, I don't know, the I guess you would call the high of it is definitely different. Because I feel like for women, it's just like more like, oh my God, and niggas is just like, yeah, I got on my knee. Like, it's not, I don't know, it's not like as big of a deal to us as it is to them.
What is the difference right now?
Like I'm proposed to her.
No, I'm talking about like in the you said like you feel like the high. What's the high? Like the more happiness factor and everything like that, or like?
No, I'm saying like it could just be me, but I don't like there is no high, if that makes sense. Whereas for her, it is. Like, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily feel different to me, but I've already been with her for like 10 years. Like there's that. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, but
Like it's a thing. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's like a big step, and I know it's important and very mature, adulty, getting older type shit. But like in terms of, I don't know. I guess the excitement where she would have, like,
Yeah, I'm just.
yeah, it's like I'm excited. I'm excited to get married, but it's not like a guy thing to grow up wanting and be proposed to or some shit. So it's like there's no excitement in that.
If she would have
regard.
proposed to you, what you would have said?
Oh fuck no! What the fuck are you talking about?
that's, you know what's funny about that? I was having a conversation with a friend, and she was talking about how she hates now that men say that they're the prize. And hear me out. Her main argument was that it's a mix-up of masculine and feminine energy. It's the man's role and his job to pursue the woman that he wants, not the other way around. So from that perspective, the woman is the prize. And I hear that argument. I understand that argument. I slightly disagree with that argument because, and this is just my perspective, I feel like when men say that they're the prize, we say that as a reinforcement for us to understand that our value in a relationship is important too. So it's not to say that women are supposed to pursue us and court us and propose to us and take us out. Like, no. What it does mean, though, that our only job is not just to protect and provide.
Right.
We also need to be poured into as well. So, I don't know.
No, I agree with you.
That's a fair analysis.
Yeah, that was very fair. Like,
That's a
there's
fair
nothing-
analysis.
Okay.
Yeah, that was you hit it right on the head right there. Like,
So do y'all think men are the prize?
I think I'm a prize.
Are
I'm
you
not
the
saying-
prize?
I am the prize, yeah. But I might not be the prize for that person though.
Okay.
You know, it's like relationships come in all different waves. You know, like we might be good right now, but that might not be my end all be all. So I might not be the prize for you, but I am the prize for somebody. Same way, vice versa. Like she may not be for me, but she may be for you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I think being the prize is. I think you should always feel like that, but you're just not for everybody. Everything you do is not for everybody.
Oh. I'm not the prize. I'm the nigga. I'm the nigga. I'm the black Neo. I'm the nigga. The one, the nigga. But yeah, that's how I feel about that.
Nah,
I'm the nigga.
and that's your take. Ain't nothing wrong
You
with it.
found the nigga. THEE. I'm the nigga. I'm the biblical nigga.
I feel like that's fair. There's nothing wrong with looking at it that way. I mean, I thought she just raised an interesting point because I do see a shift where men do want women to approach them. Men aren't, men are okay with women proposing to them, and more women are doing it now more than ever. So
Oh no, I'm not. I don't like none of that shit.
why not?
I really just don't care for it. I just grew up the way I grew up. I'm not gonna change.
You ain't saying yes? She pull out a bust down VVS ring.
Nah, I'm saying no. And then I'm just gonna propose, but I was gonna do it to you first, and then just switch it up. Like I'm gonna
since you got it.
I'm gonna
Right,
say
right.
no because I was literally about to do this tomorrow. just be but like, listen, like now you fucked up my proposal. Like, let me see that ring. Put that shit on.
I'm gonna take it back to the store.
Yeah. Just and
get your
yeah,
money
but I'm
back.
saying no initially. But I really don't care if like women approach me. Like that you saying like men want people to approach them and I mean like we grown. Like
Well, let me rephrase that. A lot of men now want women to approach them in substitution for men approaching a woman.
like out?
Yeah, so like for example, if a guy, like some guys will go out now, they won't pursue a woman. They won't buy a woman a drink. They won't approach a woman, talk to her.
Okay.
They'll expect the woman to initiate the conversation.
Nah, niggas, grow up. Grow up. That's not always gonna happen to you, especially if
Hey, bro, women be telling niggas to leave them alone. It's the result of women telling niggas to leave them alone. I ain't gonna leave you alone. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, women don't be wanting to. At least what they say on social media is they don't like being courted. Well, not courted,
Courted?
but
Oh.
the way niggas court nowadays. They don't
yeah,
like.
I think that we are different. Like there's a big gap in our mentality and the general aspect of like talking to women from the young kids now or whatever you see, the 21, 22-year-olds to like what we are now. It's completely different. And maybe a lot of them do want.
Oh no, just tap the big screen. There you go. You good.
Maybe we all look like what? But maybe a lot of them do want that now. Like, oh yeah, I won't buy a woman a thing, whatever. But like you going to the bar and being like, yo, you want a drink? Is not. Sometimes it's not even really hitting on women. Like you just buying the girl a drink or buying somebody a drink.
That's fair.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, you want something? Like, oh you good? Y'all good? You want something?
But I think it even connects to your point that you brought up earlier about proposing and stuff like that. Are young men being taught now how to court women? Because with their era, they're learning so many different things through a screen,
yeah.
Of course they
as
know.
opposed to learning from
You
like
think they know?
Yeah, pop the balloon, nigga. They know. 20v1. What the fuck is you talking about? Some niggas is getting bitches nowadays.
That's probably true.
Shout
though.
out to Smooth. Make sure y'all go watch Smooth Lindo's Pop the Balloon on YouTube. 20v1s on YouTube. Go make sure go watch that.
That is true though. That is true. A lot of the shit that they do and see and they act because they watching these shits. No knocks at them, like to the people that's doing it and stuff like that, because that's what society is now. But
Bless you.
like that is what young people are doing. I mean, I don't really hang with that many 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, so I really wouldn't know. But
I mean, for me, I don't want to say hang out. I do have a
yeah, but
younger.
it's different. You have a younger crowd because of what you do.
Well, not even, but outside of that though, like I have a younger crew that I'm cool with, right? And I work with them.
You all right?
I'm just peeling, bro.
The fuck? You look
A Mexican
I thought
son.
you're not doing
I'm just peeling.
Kodak
like a
Black
motherfucker.
right now, just wilding and shit. Like,
Nah, I just feel dirty because I see dead skin. That shit crazy.
thought you was tweaking right now.
Nah. Looking at me shedding.
Damn, I forgot what I was saying.
You hang with
Oh yeah, so I do hang with a bit of a younger crowd, and I don't have those conversations with them. But now, being that we talking about it, I am. I want to know, like, when I ask kids, you know, if you guys, when you guys start driving, especially in particular the boys, and you go to pick up a woman in a car.
Are you gonna go open the door? Are you gonna open?
No,
the
not
door?
even that. Well, that's a good question too. But what I do ask them is, what music are you gonna play? What's
They're gonna
be on
play
your
some
playlist?
drill shit.
And this is what I'm saying. But a lot of them say that, and I'm like, nah, that's not it. That's not it. You gotta figure out a different way.
That it's parenting that does this, that has to help that, or
No.
or maybe like an older sibling or somebody like that, or surroundings that are showing them that these things are acceptable.
But one, I feel bad for the kids that have much older parents that just don't understand life through a screen because they don't know what to do with these younger kids.
Right.
So if you have a 13-year-old and you 50 years old, 55 years old, you may not understand what that life is like growing up through a screen. But to your point, I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know. I wouldn't blame the parents though. I'm lying. To an extent, you do, because you can monitor what they're watching. You can be informed about what they're going on. To an
a certain
extent,
point.
right? Because kids are sneaky. They know what you can
Not
and
even
can't
sneaky.
see.
Sometimes kids are growing up. 15. My daughter's 15. I can't watch her every move.
And that's what I'm saying. But
know, like-
but at that age, it's more about, in my opinion, is more about, if you raise them right, I should have a level of trust,
And yeah.
so I don't have to be on your back.
Right.
24/7,
No, I agree with
So I think at that age, that's what everybody is hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
But for those that are younger, 10, 11, 12, maybe even younger than that, it's like, what do you do when these kids aren't sitting at the dinner table? They aren't
Mm-hmm.
having conversations about school. They aren't having just conversations about life. They're learning everything that there is to know about life through a screen. Do you blame parents for that?
Okay. That's fair.
It's a hard conversation.
That's fair.
It's easy. I think the easy scapegoat is to say, yes, it's the parents' fault. Like, that's the easy thing to do. But in reality, how do you parent in this era? How do you teach your kids? Do you take away the screen? I mean, that's one option. But again, they need those skills in order to survive in the real world.
That's tough.
You can't not know how to use a Chromebook in 2024 and survive in school. They don't use textbooks anymore. You can't not know how to do work on your phone just in case your Wi-Fi goes out in the crib or something like that. You got to have these skills in the real world too when they grow up. You can't not know how to use AI by the time you're 18. So now how do you parent?
That's crazy.
How do you
think
parent in this
like,
era?
That's neither one of those things is what we thought about when we was growing up.
AI was a movie.
Yeah.
Like that was it. There was no real use of AI in the real world. It was a movie and it was like science fiction.
Nigga, the only AI we had was Allen
Not I
Iverson.
Nah, we had AI and AI. Andre Iguodala, he was AI too at that time point.
Touche, Hall of Fame.
Like, yeah. So those are the only two I knew. And the movie though.
Yeah, Terminator, all that stuff. AI was a thought in a movie. It was never
Bro,
practiced in
looking
real
at
life.
yourself, FaceTiming was a thought at a point in time. We had flip phone. I had a Nokia.
Yeah, yeah. And I think we're slowly getting back to that. A lot of people are starting to like look into.
You
flip
think that will come
phones.
back?
Absolutely. There's already a phone now by Samsung that's a flip phone. that a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
people like.
That you could take pictures and you put it there and all that shit. Yeah, but do you think that
Niggas gonna get tired of big phones, and they can't make big phones bigger because at that point it's just a laptop.
iPad?
Yeah, niggas is gonna eventually revert backwards.
Yeah,
After a while,
but
niggas gonna have these same size phones for mad long, and they'll be like, man, this shit boring, and then companies is gonna do
to
something.
me, it's boring. Like it's the same shit. Every update is the same shit. Same.
Well,
phone, same
Apple's already saying that they're not going to release new phones every year now. I think after next year, they're going to start doing it bi-yearly.
shit. Yeah, but what is the point?
Shit much ain't gonna change by yearly either. To be
Exactly. There's no point. It's gonna be a screen with another chip and 17 cameras.
Well, I guess phones now, it's not about how the phone looks. It's more so about the speed and the processing.
Right. That's
So,
what I said. Another chip, whatever the A5 chip. What was that chip that they put in the shit? Some shit. But it's a chip that makes it faster, a screen that has no borders, and a fucking camera.
Man, the next step is hologram shit. Nigga, shit that's gonna pop
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I mean they try. I guess VR, right? Is that the closest
they
thing
are
to
trying
that?
to.
AR, augmented reality.
That
really.
too. Yeah. I mean, I don't know where we go from here, but in terms of Apple or just phones in general, I think they do start reverting back to the old phones. Like one day somebody's gonna make a phone where you have to like tap the 4 buttons just to send one letter text and stuff like that.
That's fire.
It's gonna eventually come back because there's
I would
not
get
much you
that,
can do
though.
from here.
But then I'll get tired of using it though.
Yeah, that kind of texting was
Like yeah,
bad.
that kind of texting was bad.
But hey, bro, niggas talk more because niggas ain't sending long ass
Text
text
messages.
messages like that.
Sidekicks will eventually come back.
That'd be fine.
I don't think Nextel's come back though.
They might.
I don't think Nextel's come back.
If they gave it to like the people, the teachers, and so here's the next test, so we could just communicate faster. That shit might work. Like businesses.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, they have apps for that now though.
Yeah, but
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, I could see a school be like, why would we buy Nextels and we all could just get on WhatsApp?
That's true too.
So, but I do think there's a chance for everything to come back. But to y'all earlier point, cell phones in general have just been so redundant, especially with Apple has been so redundant. Even Apple, like, has fallen from being the number one company in the world. Like Microsoft is taking over now. So
Are they?
yeah. So Apple used to be number one, I believe, in the world, or definitely top 5. But I want to say number 1, and then they were worth like a couple or triple $1 trillion or something like that. And then Microsoft recently took over as the number 1 company
What
in
is
the
the
world.
Microsoft phone?
Not for the phone, just the company in
Oh,
general.
just in general.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So Microsoft took over, but Apple was number 1 for a long time, and nobody really foresaw them falling off.
Didn't he die?
The original nigga.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, that was
They got
almost a
Tim Cook,
decade
though.
ago, right?
Yeah,
No, that wasn't that long ago, right? That was
Yeah,
like-
Steve Jobs. The
was
last
a
phone he
minute
made
ago.
was like the iPhone 4.
He didn't see all of this new shit.
Nah. Oh.
Yeah, Steve Jobs been gone.
Oh, maybe that.
R.I.P.
was the
Steve Jobs,
decline. Yeah. When did he die?
That had to be like, wait, don't say it yet. It had to be like 20, like 08, 07?
11.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, still a long
That's
time
still
ago.
13 years ago.
Yeah,
over
over
a
a decade.
Damn.
Because what was the last phone that he made? Was it the 4 or 6? 6S?
6S is crazy.
Last Steve Jobs phone? Had to be something like that because after that,
4S.
see,
Damn.
4.
All right, so then my point is wrong.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, matter of fact, when I was talking with the younger kids, this is like the 20-year-old crew, we were comparing eras and which era was more dangerous to live in. So you had our era, the Mermont era, which I advocated for was being more dangerous than the drill era. Their argument was, is just reckless endangerment.
Yeah, but most of these niggas don't have real ops.
Right. It's just reckless endangerment.
Yeah, but most of the
Young
people
niggas with
that's
switches
talking really don't have ops. Like, you could have just walked around outside and you had that jacket on this over wherever the fuck you at. You didn't have to be an op. You're just they just taking your shit.
And that was my argument. I feel like with the Mermont era, we just had, it was more like blocks and hoods, right? There was a few gangs, but it wasn't nowhere near as much as it is now. But because there was no social media, because there was no robbing people, because there was no glorifying violence, you didn't even know if you was in danger until you went outside and went in the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah.
So if I had on a Pell, first of all, if I'm walking outside and I see somebody with a Pell, a fitted, a cane,
The cane,
the
I was about to
cane
say,
with
bro.
the BB belt,
You're done.
with the hanging off the side of his ass, I'm in the wrong neighborhood. Off rip.
Once the nigga got the cane, like, bro, you 15, bro. You do not
Right.
need that cane,
You got
bro.
a cane? Nah,
Like, what
I'm
do you
not.
have a cane for?
That's how I knew I was in the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah, but the drill era right now, it's only certain people that's doing shit. It's not like everybody's just wilding.
But the drill era, they're doing it because they were exposed to so much violence at a younger age. Like, you have 10-year-olds right now that don't play Nintendo Switch. They play with different switches. And they will up it on you at 10. At 10 years old, I was in 5th grade doing this. These 10-year-olds is doing this. Like, it's different. 5th grade, upping a gun is crazy. Crazy. But at the same time, they also got access to way more money at a younger age too, due to the pandemic. So think about if our era would have been exposed to getting $2,000 a week for a year, $1,000 a week for a year at a young age. That's more guns, more drugs, more violence, because there's access to more stuff. We didn't have to go through that.
Okay. I still think our era was worse. Like, I still do. Like,
So, yeah, I hear what you saying, nigga, but nah.
And then the music is influencing them way worse than ours was too. They don't have party music. They don't have feel good music.
They party music is drill.
drill. The crazy thing is, like, I wanted to listen to like some new shit, and I can't find like really no new shit because it's not like I don't want to listen to none of that shit. Like, I don't know what to listen to, who to listen to, who's new. Like, I don't know none of that shit.
I don't know. I mean, they have their
That
artists
shit
and
makes
stuff.
us sound old as fuck.
Not necessarily. I think
Yeah.
I don't think we're that much older than them. I just think so much has changed between our period and their
Yeah,
period.
but
So, look, for example, with us and the generation before us, right? We connected off of music because a lot of our music was sampled from them.
Right.
So if we were in the car with our parents
We listened to
and
that.
their song came on, we like, oh, I didn't know
right. That's what
Bad
I was gonna
Boy sampled that. So we had that type of connection. I feel like with us and the ones that's coming after, we have no connection to them but cell phones. That's the only way we could relate to the drill era. We grew up with cell phones, so did they.
Bro, we went to the pool like last summer, and they was like, "Oh, yo, yeah, that's I don't know who the fuck it was." I'm like, "Who is he?" He's like, "He a drill rapper." I was like, "Oh, okay." I had no idea who the fuck he was.
Yeah. That's how I felt when I was at MSG and I ran into that TikTok guy that does the sports trivia stuff. And the kid was like, yo, what? I'm like, I don't know who that is. And then we do the questions and we get like, I think like a couple million views
Yeah,
on
shit-
TikTok.
shit went crazy.
I didn't know who he was. But again, more exposure. When we were kids, the kid celebrities was Bow Wow and Romeo. And then the few TV kids that we had from did like Raven and all that stuff. But they have way more kid celebrities than we would ever imagine.
Yeah. That's
So now their attention span is spread even thinner, which in turn is easier for them to be influenced. Because all you got to do is throw a message out there, they'll get it like that, and
for 15 million people see it.
that's
It's
it.
over.
So I don't know, man. I think it's just an interesting conversation to have, to compare eras. Not saying one's better, one's worse. It's just a conversation.
You should have them come up here and have them debate us about.
I would only do it with like 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Between like 20 to 24.
Yeah.
I could do that. When it gets to like the teens and
Oh no.
I'm good with that. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's an interesting
I
conversation.
would. Just to, and then we should do them, us, and then 3 like somebody from like older generation.
This nigga trying to make a Jubilee video.
What's that? Oh, what's that? That's the shit. Oh,
I beat them shits when they be like, we got 30 Republicans and 30 Democrats and they're gonna debate.
I like those though. I'm not even gonna lie to
fuck
you.
with them.
I saw the 20 versus Ben Shapiro. That was cool. I saw the 20 versus Charlie Kirk. That was
Yeah,
cool.
Yo, that one,
Which one? The Charlie Kirk one?
boy, them niggas are cooked, bro.
It is good to hear different perspectives. That's why I like to listen to him. You know, and then to see how he bounces off those different ideas and arguments is always interesting. Go ahead.
2 minutes.
All right, so then I guess we could wrap this up, go into a quick commercial, and then come right back.
All right.
Bet.
My fault.
What happened? You almost fell?
Nah. Oh, that was crazy.
I just heard a whoa.
So let's get into the topic that that everybody's talking about now. The election. And we got the right person here for the job.
The right person.
Yeah. Wait, you.
Oh, man.
What do y'all think? So overall, what do we think about the election? And then we could get into the nitty gritty.
Woo! Y'all niggas mad, ain't y'all? It's okay, though. You're going to be okay. You're not going back to the slave fields. You're not going back to the plantation. It's going to be all right. Y'all going to make it through. That shit was great, man. I'm not going to lie. I was up till 5 in the morning because I'm like, damn, they're not doing this shit again. I'm watching. Because, like, that 2020 shit, niggas went to bed. Niggas went to bed happy. Like, oh, yeah, he got this. Nigga woke up like, huh? So I just wanted to see for myself just in case we had some weird shenanigans this year. But shit looked like how it was supposed to. And, hey, man.
So Kev used to always say, and we used to clown on Kev, like, oh, you don't watch sports? You don't do that shit? He was like, yo, this is like a sport. I didn't realize how much it was like a sport until I watched it that day. And I was literally looking at the point, like looking at it go out. Like, oh shit, we got this. Oh shit, he got that. And I looked at it like a sport. Because it was so good, and I didn't want to go to sleep either. But then I thought, oh shit, they're not gonna be finished counting until we wake up. And then they fucking finished. What time they finished?
I feel like the last shit he needed was
Probably after he had PA in Georgia.
He got PA and he had Georgia, and he needed like one other state, and I think was it Nevada they called for him?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't even watch it.
It was when he had PA and he had Georgia, and it was like Michigan and I think Minnesota, something up here around the, that glove state.
Right.
Like it was like 2 other things that weren't called yet, and then it was like Nevada and Arizona that weren't called. And he got one of them. I want to say it was probably like around 2-3 in the morning.
Oh, I just fell asleep then.
Like because he gave his speech and all of that. Like,
That's what I wanted
wow.
to see. That's what I wanted to see. I fell asleep at like 1:30. So yeah.
Yeah, I want to say around 2-3 in the morning. Like that's when he came out. When they called it, and Fox News was the first ones to call it. Well, if you don't want to say like Newsmax and shit, like Legacy Media, Fox News was the first network to call it. And then CNN, MSNBC, and then finally, like the last niggas was the AP, the Associated Press. But yeah, it was like 2-3 in the morning.
I was watching it, and the only thing I had to switch a couple of channels because I hate the biasness of it, which we knew we was gonna get no matter what.
Oh no, I was loving it. I was actually going to streams and channels that I strongly dislike for their political opinions just to watch them.
I was watching them, but then it got a little too much because they kept on saying certain things that like, oh, but I don't understand this because of this, because they were saying things, and I'm like, oh, how did he do this? Oh, he's a felon. Oh, he's this. Oh, he incited this. Instead of them just like being like, you're up there to give your opinion. I'm not disagreeing with you with that. But when you're trying to like,
I mean, outside of
there's
Fox
nothing for you
News,
to do right there.
I actually disagree. Like, you're up there to give your opinion, but you're not up there to show your bias.
That's what
because like outside of Fox News, which we know was specifically founded as a Republican news platform, like when we see them giving bias, it's like, okay, well, this is what you were like. You're supposed to be biased.
Right.
You were founded as a Republican news source, but all these other platforms weren't necessarily founded that way. So like when you're up there blatantly showing your bias towards a candidate, and you're supposed to be a person who viewers are supposed to trust for information, that is like really distasteful.
That's why I didn't like it. But you knew what they was doing.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, at least
the shit they
what they
always
tried to do.
The shit they always do, except this time it ain't work, bitches. Try again. Y'all niggas are dying, and I love it. Nobody gives a fuck. Well, some niggas still do, but majority of niggas don't give a fuck about the news anymore, and I love that shit. Fuck y'all niggas. Niggas is breaking out of the spell.
Do you think so?
The numbers say it.
72, 73 million niggas did, and that's the popular vote.
Yeah.
That's the popular vote. I love he got the popular vote too. I love it. He got the popular vote. He got all the swing states. Yo, Democrats suck. How the fuck are y'all still voting for them?
Would you call this a complete landslide?
Senate, House,
that's a
all
landslide.
the swing states, popular vote.
So my question would be,
it can only get better if you Reagan. Like,
but my question would be, what does that mean? Does that mean that people are actually starting to open their eyes to it, or the Democratic Party is not doing what they need to do for their people, or like what does something like this show somebody who is so blinded and doesn't want to see it?
Not good.
I think it's a combination of a few things. I think people are definitely awake to just a legacy media spell, but I also think it's a reflection of how bad the Democrats have been since 2016. Especially this election cycle with the way they forced out Joe, because we all know Joe didn't want to get out the race. He did not want to get out the race. The way they inserted Kamala instead of trying to do like a rushed primary or something to give people a choice for a candidate to vote on. And then just the campaigning in general, where she literally didn't campaign on shit besides dictator, authoritarian, America's in danger. No. Like, that's all she campaigned on. And it's just like, bro, what do we have to go off of? Because all we know about you is you being a part of this horrid Biden administration that's been running things for the past 4 years. If you're going to try to distance yourself, we need a little bit more than never Trump again. Because we already got that in 2020 and y'all won. Y'all got that. So it's like this time around, I feel like people voted on like never Democrat type shit. Like it could have easily been people still didn't like Trump. But they was just like, we don't like y'all more.
Well,
that's available.
They didn't do themselves any justice when they let that many illegal immigrants come into the country and giving them, what would they give them, like $4,000 a month and free housing? What was it?
Yeah, they got a lot of benefits.
And there's homeless people outside. There's veterans out there with no place to go. I think that a lot of things that they did in these past 4 years are eye-opener to A lot of people, but I also think that a lot of people are still stuck in those ways.
Of course, she still got 66 million or like.
Where the other 20 go?
I think that's a conversation that a lot of people don't want to have. I think that's why I actually didn't watch it, because I was still under the impression once they were going to allow mail-in ballots that we were going to wait another 2 weeks like we did in 2020.
It ain't COVID.
So it surprised me so much that it happened within the night. Like it happened. I'm sitting there and I'm saying like no, because I was sitting there. I'm like,
But I don't know why. 2020 was the only weird one.
Yeah, but it was weird because of those mail-in ballots.
Yeah, and it was weird because it was him.
But I blame that on COVID though. 2016, from my knowledge, didn't last a week.
It lasted more than the night.
Nah, I don't think so. I think we knew that
They
night.
were having meltdowns on the
Yeah, I
news
think we
channels
knew
in the
that
morning.
night. I think 2020 was the biggest outlier, but because of that, and because of all the media attention around all these people who are not citizens that were going to have the right to vote, especially with no voter ID, I expected it to last much longer.
I expected it too. So I said I'm gonna go to sleep and wake up and still gonna watch it. I woke up at 7 o'clock to get the kids ready for school, and it was already done.
Yeah,
And I was
saw when I woke up.
surprised. Yeah, I was really surprised. I was.
My only surprise was I felt like there wasn't really going to be much of a difference because, let's say hypothetically, the 2020 voting fraud allegations are false. There still wasn't enough urgency to look into it to make sure our voting is secure and safe and all of that. So we were using the same voting machines from 2020. That didn't change. And the biggest thing in 2020 was Dominion voting machines had a back door in their programming, their software, to where people can switch votes. So I just
that's
thought
what that was?
that and just fraudulent mail-in ballots in general, like a lot of ballots having the same exact signature and they still running them, like ballots arriving in the night. So with all of that, I thought what's going to be the difference? But I guess these niggas are smarter than me, man, because Trump brought in fucking Elon with his Starlink satellites and stuff. They probably was on top of it. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I on top
listen,
of it.
no funny shit. I'm speaking about my experience.
Into the mic.
I'm speaking about like my experience. I went to go vote, and then they tried to like, oh yeah, you're not even registered.
That's crazy.
Andrew Schultz
I
said
can't.
that.
No, but I kind of figured mine out. I changed my license, so I'm supposed to be registered somewhere else. I figured mine out.
I
Right?
never understood why any of that shit even fucking matters. Like,
Yeah.
If I'm an American, I should be able to vote anywhere.
Yeah, but listen to this though. My grandmother went to go vote, and she's been voting. And she lived there since before I was born. She's been going to the same place to vote, and she went, and it was like, "Oh, we can't find you in the system." And she's like, "What? How you talking about?" But that happened to I told y'all that 10 people that kept on. They was like, "Oh no, we can't find you," or "You got to go somewhere else," or "They're not letting you take it," or "We got to sign an affidavit," or "You got to do this shit," or it's different things. And I was like, "Oh shit, here come the games." Like here's all the funny shit, and then I'm watching all this shit, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's a human error. Oh, sometimes people forget to turn the lights on." And that was only in Democratic places. Oh, sometimes people forget to plug the machine in. No, nigga, that's your job. You don't forget to do that.
Right.
Like I kept on listening. I was like, oh shit, the funniness is about to start happening, and that's the reason why I didn't think that it was gonna happen overnight. Because all of the shit that I was watching, and then what happened to me was my fault. I realized that later on in the night, but seeing the 10 people in front of me and then the other people behind me and my grandmother, I'm like, oh shit, funny. And then I found out after the fact that Trump's biggest turnaround with turning like people voting Republican was in the Bronx and Queens and shit like that.
Oh yeah, there's a huge there was a graph of every state, and it's showing the pull to the, because it's the center is the left and then it's the right, and you see how much further these states are pushing to the right. And New York was a significant push to the right. Like, granted, they Democrats still won New York, but it like was not how she should have won. Like I think it was literally like a 5 to 10 point swing in voters to Republicans in New York City.
And well, then the thought about it too. He did how many rallies he did in the Bronx?
Did
one.
In the park.
Yeah.
Did an MSG.
Then he went to
came to Castle Hill. Did he go to like a bodega or some shit?
He
I
went.
think that was in Castle Hill.
No, when he went to a barbershop in Castle Hill.
Oh, the barbershop.
Yeah, so there was like a lot of people fucking with him because he's doing shit in the Bronx. And was it Queens? I don't know if it was something else. It was another place, but it was like New York. Did you ever think that New York would switch?
I mean,
I thought so.
Yeah, but
Did you?
I thought so. I mean, only because the only real part of New York State that's keeping New York blue is the city. So it's really close, but he did enough to narrow the margin. So now when he leaves, whoever picks up after him has a real chance of getting New York, especially if they get that Trump endorsement like we spoke about last episode.
let's say this administration does phenomenal, and JD Vance, people are fucking with him. If he runs for like, let's say he could run, win, and then run again, I feel like in 2 election cycles, New York could turn red. 100%. Like by 2032 for sure, I feel like New York could turn red. Possibly 28, but 2032 for sure.
What would that say for anything like that? Would it be harder in general for Democrats to win the election because New York is so, we have a lot of electorals?
Yeah, but you also have to take into account that a lot of people left New York, and they do census every 10 years. The purpose of the census is to divvy up electoral votes depending on population migration. So New York by 2030 could lose a bunch of electoral votes. Same thing with California. A lot of niggas was leaving to Texas and places like that.
Which in turn could flip other states. So Texas could be a blue state eventually.
Or purple.
What's purple?
Both. Like it could essentially a
Like swing state. Like that could happen. But I think with this whole, well, first of all, shout out to everybody who went to go vote. I mean, I think that's a big deal. Millions of people who went out, showed out, waited on lines, all that stuff to go vote. So I think that's really important to note. For those who don't believe in voting, hey, that's your choice. I'm not mad at that. I was once that person that was like, yo, F the system. I'm not whatever. But then I found my lane, and now I'm pretty comfortable with where I'm at. But in terms of this election, I just feel like there's a lot of unnecessary emotion behind it. I remember in 2020 when Biden won, there was a lot of you guys, and I feel like this year there is that. Trust me, there is that. But I just feel like we just want this to start and let them get to work. Like we just want to see the changes.
Yeah, I don't think though. I don't see that as much as if we would have saw if she would have won.
For sure.
100%.
If anything, we're just enjoying and making fun of the way they're reacting to it. But there's not really a lot of I told you so, you dumb. Like I haven't seen much of that. I have seen a lot of trolling. I ain't gonna lie.
That's
my military niggas been going crazy. Shout outs to y'all. That shit is hilarious. Been pissing people to fuck off. So I've seen a lot of that, but I don't like when niggas lost in 2020, niggas was just like, damn, y'all niggas cooked us. And that was about it.
Right.
Niggas was just like, all right, popped out when there was some shit to bitch about, like Kabul or some shit like that. But for the most part, niggas was just shut. So I love seeing a 2016 meltdown. It's great. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I agree with you though. Like I think that like right now it's time to get to when it gets in officially, time to get to work, because at the end of the day, we know what we want you to do. We voted for you, so get to work and shut these niggas up. And just shut them the fuck up.
I like it this time around too because y'all got everything. Y'all have all 3 branches on lock. I don't think this is gonna be another 2017 where niggas is trying to prosecute him for shit or investigate him for shit and just wasting time out of his presidency doing stupid shit. I think.
Well, now you can really see the reason why they did that though, because look at the red wave that just came.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if we do not get this man in jail We're losing everything.
Bro, this is their fault, bro. If they wouldn't
It
have
really
stole
is.
2020, they would have had nothing to worry about. Like, realistically. Because
yes,
if you think about it,
He would have been gone. He can't come back.
Yes, he would have been gone, but he wouldn't have been looked at as favorable either, because he would have just inherited the shit that Biden had to inherit. Still COVID, still having to bring the economy back up, still all of these. I'm not saying we
And he
would
could
have
have failed.
the foreign issues we have now, but there was still shit that you could have still pinned on him.
Right. Like his failures would have been his failures at this point in time.
Like, he would have still been carrying over the pandemic failures. But the fact that y'all took that and gave this nigga, you gave him a game 7, bro. You gave him a game 7 to come back crazy. In OT, nigga.
Yeah,
Last shot too.
Y'all did it to yourselves. Niggas got too eager.
that's true. And to that point about the landslide, I think that's, to me, the most interesting part about that election night is with the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Come January, what are you going to do with that? I'm interested to see what he does with the education system. You know, as a teacher, as somebody that works in schools and communities, you know, you talking about abolishing the Department of Education. That's a bold statement that affects a lot of people.
What would that mean though?
School choice.
So that would be so the more resources for school choice, which essentially is tax credit for to be able to send your kids to private school if you want to. So say, for example, if I'm in the Bronx and my nearest school is John F. Kennedy, and that's the only school that I can literally afford to. I can't go to Salesian, I can't go to St. Raymond's, I can't go to whatever, or Mount St. Ursula. But now if I want to go there, the government will give me funding to send my kid there.
So what is the issue with that?
People like things the way they are now. Teachers unions.
It's hard to.
Would that change for you though?
For me personally,
Yeah, inside of school. That's what I'm saying.
as a teacher, no. I mean, so the argument is that if they do that, then that's less funding for public schools. That's the argument, right? So if you're going to allow government to put money towards kids going wherever they want, what are the public schools that we have now supposed to do?
I mean, if kids is going wherever they want, you do what you can with the population you have. You don't need extra funding if a lot of kids aren't being placed in public school at that point. Like, that's how I look at it. If more kids are going to private schools and different things like that, that means there's less kids in public schools.
True.
So what would you need the same funding you have now if there's less kids being enrolled in public schools?
And generally,
Right.
in public schools, it's overcrowded.
Right. That's one of the biggest
like,
issues
they
with public
can-
schools.
If you're gonna go somewhere else and that you have the opportunity, that means that maybe you don't have 38 kids in a room. Now you have 30. That's better
is
for
still
some
crazy.
students. I know it's still crazy, but I'm
But
saying
it helps. Yeah, it helps
You know
a
what I'm
lot.
saying? It helps a lot. Like, so why would I just don't understand why would they be upset at that?
Because-
I
that's just
personally
me.
think, and,
No.
you know, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to indoctrinate niggas if they have a choice of where they're
That
getting
too.
their education from. If a majority of niggas is taking public schooling education, they're being taught to think and attack problems a certain way versus other kids who are actually learning more important shit. It's going to be harder to indoctrinate a generation if the generation's not following the curriculum you want them to follow.
Right.
I agree.
No, yeah,
And I think even to one of our friends' points, he said he was bringing his daughter to school, and I think they had like a Biden flag or something like that.
No, it was just a Democratic flag. Like,
Yeah, so it was something
Democrats,
like
whatever
promoting the
party.
Democratic Party.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's wrong. I don't think the role of a school is supposed to influence a kid to pick a particular party.
I don't even think it was the school. I think it was where he went, where the school where it was voting. They just had it up for the voting.
Oh, I thought he was taking her to school.
No, I think he said he went to go vote.
Oh, okay, then that's different.
One of us could be wrong. One of us could be right.
Right, but if it
either
is
or, either
during
or,
the
I think
school
it was
day,
wrong.
I mean, I've seen like LGBTQ flags in schools. Again, like I don't personally think that's the role of a school to tell a kid you should do this or promote this with your body. I get we want to create a safe environment for all kids, and I'm all the way for that. But now when we're trying to influence kids to think in a particular way, I think that's where it kind of gets a little bit dangerous.
Shit
but
like
now-
that is happening everywhere on TV.
Right.
movies.
But in the classrooms and in schools with school choice, if I see that school is doing
I
that,
could change that.
I could change that. That's where it gets interesting. But I mean, that's just, and then I also I want to see what he does with the whole international conflicts that we have: Ukraine, Israel. I want to see how he handles like the China and our competition there. I just want to see, he made a lot of promises, which is great, which you're supposed to do when you're running and rallying and stuff like that. But I just want to see if these promises are going to be kept. Because the Biden administration said they were going to cancel student loans, and we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so continue the conversation. Like, I think that what you just brought up is the conflicts overseas.
Right.
Was that real today? What was saying about Hamas?
I mean, I don't know how.
I didn't read it. Like, so I read the headline. I read a little bit. I was driving, so I didn't see it. But
All right, well, then let's pod. We don't got to be correct all the time. What if it is true?
It was Newsweek that posted it, right?
I think so.
I would like to think they're credible. They've been around since 1933.
so, can you explain what we're talking about to the people who don't know?
Got you right now. Pull up the article. Published by Newsweek today, 1:45 p.m. or yesterday rather. Hamas calls for immediate end to war after Trump election win. And Hamas would be Palestinians, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Hamas would be the Palestinians, and they're calling an immediate end to war in Israel.
So the funny thing about it, right, is I'm not saying anything that's funny, right? But you heard so many people in the past couple of days. Oh shit, he's gonna let Gaza get blown up to pieces, and they have very strong opinions about this. And if this is true, does that change their mind now, or what do they say?
Well, I mean, the people that see him as negative are going to always find negative things to say. So there's a population of people whose minds are never going to change, even if the facts are blatant in their face. I think for the people who are open-minded, it may. And I think that's a large part of why he had this landslide, is because a lot of people were being open-minded and just tired of the Democratic Party in general. But I feel like when it comes to this, it really it makes me think, what is the biggest difference between him and the respect that he's getting versus the Biden-Harris administration, where they just felt like they could just do that. So, I mean, I think because Trump will turn a country into a parking lot. Quite frankly, at least he'll threaten to do so.
Bro, he told that. He was like, chill out.
I know where you live.
Want to chill.
Right.
They could send him a picture of his house.
Right.
He said, "What's this?" He said, "I will blow your shit up."
But that's real. That's real. And it makes me think that a lot of these wars are there for ulterior motives, to create money, funding, sell weapons, buy weapons. Like, I think that's what a lot of these wars are about. I don't have the evidence to prove that, of course, but it just doesn't make sense that under these last few years, they're just gung-ho, doing whatever they want to do. And then before he even gets in office, the day after or a couple days after he's elected, they're like, all right, we're going to chill.
It's over.
All right.
Nah, my fault.
My bad. We didn't really mean it. You know? Let's relax.
You know what I thought was funny just now? The nigga he told, yo, find me his house. Like, he probably was like, yo, why am I looking for this man's house right now? Like, what are you going to do? He's like, yo, just go on the computer and find me his exact address. Like, what did that do? That guy was like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
And to me, that's one of the things about America that's gonna keep us a superpower for a while, is our superior military.
Right.
So shout out to everybody, veterans, military, active duty. You know, because of them, we're going to remain a superpower for a very long time. Because threats like that, you can't make that to certain people.
Yeah.
You can't make that to certain countries, organizations, groups, because that will put your country in danger. But for him to do that, and knowing that he has the military support to back up that claim, just goes to show you the type of strength that we have as a country.
So if we have this type of strength, right? And we was under the Biden administration for 4 years, and these niggas didn't give no fucks.
Well, if you look at what happened in Afghanistan, right, when they left, and how much of a mess that was, that made us look terrible on a global scale.
Definitely did.
You had people grabbing onto the airplane as the airplane is trying to take off. We left billions of dollars of weaponry over there for them to take, and they actually used it and showcased it in there. I think they had like a parade or something like that. So when you have a mess up like that on a global scale, a lot of people aren't going to take you as serious.
But that was month one.
Exactly.
Right? What am I wrong?
It was early in the administration. Definitely early. And
At least first quarter.
yeah, I think so. And from there, it's like, all right, well, if that's how y'all gonna handle situations, then we just gonna do what we want. So I'm gonna go blow up Ukraine. What are you gonna do about it? You couldn't even handle Afghanistan. We dare you to come try us. But now with this guy, it's like, all right, let's chill. Because he has weapons that he'll probably use, or he'll just have a better strategy, or whatever. I don't know. I can't speak for China, Russia. I can't speak for the Palestine. I don't know what they're thinking. But I can only assume that they just have this level of respect, partially because they think that this man will follow through on
any threat.
But then it also makes me think: I don't even want to. No, forget it.
Go ahead.
No. It just makes me think that they're like people are just taking under the table money. Like something has to be going on.
I thought that too, though.
Like for this to be happening, and one administration is like, all right, we just going, y'all can just do whatever y'all want.
I kind of thought that thought has to come through your head. Like, did they know? Did what? Listen, now we're not saying anything that is true or not. We have no idea, but like. The conspiracy mind that comes upon is like, oh, the minute after you do that shit is done.
I'm putting my tinfoil hat on.
Here we go.
Ukraine, and I'll specifically just talk about Ukraine and Russia. Ukraine is a hotbed for money laundering.
Oh yeah, you've been said this though.
It is a hotbed for money laundering. So I found it very strange when we were sending so much, I don't give a fuck if it was an equipment and it wasn't cash. We were sending so much shit over there to Ukraine. Why? Now, I find it also funny, like y'all said, when they immediately, Hamas says, oh, no, we good. It's a multitude of things. Money laundering. It's amping up the military-industrial complex for insider trading. There's a bunch of reasons why war happens that doesn't have to necessarily do with actual conflict. And now I'm taking my tinfoil hat off.
And yes, I do agree. There are plenty of reasons why people have war, and under the table agreements are part of it. And it just makes me think from that right there, from the whole Hamas statement, that we're going to stop the second day after he was elected, not even sworn into office yet.
Bro got until January to really get in this bitch, and y'all got 2 months to wreak havoc if y'all really want to.
They could blow the whole shit up.
But then they know there's still going to be retaliation.
Yeah, but on whose part?
On our part. So they know if they do
Biden's
something now.
part,
No, but they know if they do something now, he's going to be in office in January, and there will be consequences and repercussions, which makes me think, why aren't there consequences and repercussions now?
Forgive it. Facts. Am I wrong? Because I don't know. They said that somebody was Russia or South Korea. Somebody was trying to do some shit, but they was waiting for our election to see who wins before they did that.
Probably China with Taiwan.
Did you hear that?
I mean, I haven't heard that, but I would assume it's like China with Taiwan or something.
And they was waiting. They didn't want to impede on our election because if they did it, one, our election could have happened, and two, if they waited, then they see who's gonna be like, oh shit, should we do it or should we not?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And to your point about China and Taiwan, Taiwan has been a hot spot in the world for a while now. China has been threatening to invade and take over Taiwan, and we've also vowed to protect Taiwan. So I can see that being okay. If this administration gets a second term, then hey, we all in, because why not? But then now, where Taiwan knows that they have the backing of the United States, and it's a hot spot for chips, it's in our best interest to protect them, and we're willing to do so. So, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like the whole international conflict thing is very interesting when you look at it from the lens of why.
I thought about that today too. I literally was thinking about that today.
So what does Ukraine do now without, like, does Trump back Ukraine? Does he said he'll end the conflict
From
within
my
48
sources,
hours?
was saying that Russia and Ukraine are gonna squash their shit like immediately now again.
But then it makes me think that what is the issue?
There's no NATO looming threat now, because I feel like Trump was honoring that. He didn't try to bring Ukraine into NATO. So I feel like that's one of the biggest things. And
But Biden and them did?
Yeah, that was more so the catalyst for the war. They were trying to bring Ukraine into NATO. And that was already a prior agreement. That was not the case. Like, that wasn't going to be the case.
Well, why is that an issue?
Why would you want your op living right next door to you?
But what are they beefing over?
I mean, there was the whole that Ukraine used to be a part of Russia, and then there was the whole separation away from Russia. And then I guess a part of the agreement with the separation was, all right, y'all can separate, but y'all not joining NATO type shit. And so niggas was like, I bet. And then Biden administration comes and Kamala's like, we're welcoming Ukraine into NATO and blah, blah. And so that was the fucking catalyst, bro.
Yeah.
So basically, with Trump coming back, that whole shit is gone.
Trump don't like NATO. He thinks it's useless. We pay the most money into NATO for what? We already have our superior fighting force. Like, I get it as a coalition of countries, but like, realistically, if it's a coalition, why are we putting in the most?
It should
when
be
we're
equal.
Also bringing the most benefit, for the most part, to NATO.
Right. It would make sense to pay the least so that way they will actually be paying for our services. So, I mean, it's an interesting conversation. I'm interested to see if we're going to continue to see these multi-billion-dollar checks being sent over there under his administration, because that would be, to me, a oxymoron.
What do you guys want to see out of this administration that's coming up then?
I want to see what RFK do in the health department.
I like him.
Yeah.
The health department. Ooh, I can't wait until he opens up that window, because we could get into vaccines and shit too. RFK is one to believe that vaccines cause autism and a lot of other issues. And then obviously, the FDA.
He said he wants to disassemble the FDA or some shit like that.
I think that makes sense.
Bro.
Yeah, he said.
What is your use? You approve shit that causes cancer. Nigga, Johnson & Johnson, you approved that baby powder and that shit was causing niggas cancers. And then you approved their vaccine.
Did he bought them shit though?
That was the baby oil, not the baby powder. That's different. One gets you shiny and one gets you white.
But so does this have the potential to be like the best cabinet?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, without question.
You got RFK, you got Tulsi Gabbard,
Elon Musk.
You got Elon Musk, you got Vivek Ramaswamy.
Oh, he's fucking with
Vivek's a part of the team.
This is going to be
And
the
what's
Avengers.
crazy is a bunch of fucking Democrats when you really look at it.
Oh yeah, because RFK's a Democrat.
RFK's a Democrat.
Well, he changed to independent.
Now, but RFK was a lifelong Democrat. Tulsi Gabbard was a Democrat. Vivek voted for Obama. Like,
Wow.
you got a bunch of niggas in his cabinet who's Democrats, and they say the Republicans are not the party of unity.
That's crazy.
That's only because they're looking at Trump and saying that he's not going to unify the nation because he's racist.
Yeah, but was there a Republican in the Biden administration? I don't think so. Just Jews, right?
I mean, we can always go back and find the list. You know, the list is public. But I think, first of all, I want to see the JFK files. I want to see the Area 51 files, and I want to see the MLK files.
Wasn't he going to pull out the JFK files?
He said he read through some of the JFK files and he was going to release them, but he said it would affect people that are still alive. But he said now during his second term, it's what the hell? Why not? Why not do it? So he said he's going to release the files.
He did say that.
He said he's going to release the MLK files. I don't think he said the Area 51, but I remember him discussing it. But those are three things that I want to personally see. I want to see how he handles the Department of Education. That's my number one thing that I want to see him tackle.
He's most likely going to be on health.
What you mean?
Who, RFK?
Yeah.
Oh, I was talking about Trump.
Okay.
Oh, you was talking about RFK.
No. You was talking about RFK, right?
No, I was talking about Trump.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought the question was about Trump. That was about RFK?
No. It was about the whole administration.
Oh,
but
right,
I just thought that you was talking about
Oh,
RFK at that
no.
moment.
Yeah, so I
That was
wasn't.
on me. That was on me.
Nah, you're good. So I just want to see him take care of that. I want to see what he does with the Second Amendment. That's always going to be a touchy conversation. I want to see if the same thing he did with abortion, where he gave the power to the states to make that decision of whether or not they want to make abortion legal or illegal. I want to see if he does that with the Second Amendment.
Okay.
I mean, it's already technically like that, though.
Yeah.
I mean, look at New York.
Can you stop fucking peeling?
I'm sorry, it's just annoying. Look at New York.
But I thought New York was like that because of, no, when you think about it, you're right.
Like, different, even if you go into the South, some states in the South, you don't need any kind of licensing. I mean, probably licensing, but in terms of like, there's no, I could go to a Walmart and buy a gun. Mm-hmm. Whereas in the next state, I might need a permit. Whereas in the next state, I could open carry. But in the next state, I can only conceal carry. Like,
but are the people voting for that though?
The people are voting for the.
Like right now, isn't there like a poll in Florida right now where they're actually voting on whether or not they want to keep what they want to do with abortion? Like, I don't think we do that.
Yeah.
It's more so up to
No,
the politicians.
That was literally everywhere.
Yeah, that was New York too.
That was in New York. They had it in New York too, but they had that shit
On the
so
ballot?
vague. Yeah, on the back of the ballot.
It was Prop 1.
Yeah,
I didn't see
It
that.
was
But
some,
what
it was
was
some
the-
gender equality.
I saw that.
Shit.
Yeah.
But it was also abortion rights mixed in with it.
What,
I
and
didn't see
did
that.
y'all see the slavery shit?
Nigga,
Slavery.
what?
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
like,
I voted no on all them shit.
no,
So,
but there was one that was like illegal slavery or
Matter of
something
fact,
like that.
I took a picture of mine.
so I could get one of these Mexicans?
Oh shit!
Say on God, bro.
I saw that.
Man, them niggas gonna be selling frutas for me. Fuck are you talking about?
Yo, nah, but it was like in the wording. It was saying like shit like that. Like it was just very vague, so that you don't know what you're.
Yeah, they
signing
definitely
for.
confuse you with the wording.
Yeah, that's why usually if I don't read props, I just vote no. Like if I haven't actually researched it,
Like-
and any prop like coming from fucking Eric Adams, I was voting no on that shit. Fuck that, nigga. Councilman Tate head ass nigga.
So I have a question though. Like putting that to the state, like he put abortions to the state, right? If he puts education to the state, like he's giving the state back its powers. Why are people so against that?
Go ahead.
Because then they know they'll have to migrate.
To go where they want to go, where they.
But I feel like that's better than relying on whoever is at the presidency to take care of your problems. To me, if I'm in a place where I disagree with the gun laws or the abortion laws, as hard as it may be, I can still get up. Like let's say New York and New Jersey was two different, whatever. One's red, one's blue. I could get up and go to New Jersey where I agree with the way that they run. Whereas if you have to wait every 4 years and hope that the person in office agrees with something like abortion, I feel like that's a much harder thing to deal with. Because now if you have somebody...
Is it though?
It doesn't
Like
for the
how
most,
many abortions your girl had? You know what I'm saying? Is it really that bad? Like not like she's doing it. Like you
I
get what I'm
don't
saying?
think it's a guy's issue.
I agree. I agree with you. But at the end of the day, it's like I guess it's their rights and shit like that. But like why does a place where it doesn't allow you to have abortions, why wouldn't you want to be there if you're not gonna have abortion anyway?
you know what's hilarious? Side
You get what I'm
tangent.
saying?
Side tangent. Speaking of abortion, you know what's hilarious? You know Roe v. Wade had and gave her baby up for adoption? Like Roe? Jane Roe had that baby and gave her up for adoption and then went on a talk show talking about how she wanted to meet her.
Goodbye.
So the bitch had her kid, and here we are in 2024 arguing about this shit, and the bitch had her kid.
I think most people don't know that.
Nah, I didn't know that.
Found that out today.
Wow.
Wow. We all found that out today then. But you get what I'm saying? Like, what is the difference?
Wait, what you mean? I don't
Like,
understand the question.
if this place doesn't, if this state doesn't agree with abortions and you agree with abortion, but you're not having one anyway, well, how does that affect you?
Well, I think it's more so coming from the standpoint of
Choice?
you should not be telling me what I can and cannot do with my
Okay,
body.
cool. But I'm not gonna have one anyway.
It's like one of those situations because I've noticed that too. A lot of people, well, women that I've talked to, a lot of women will advocate for it. But then if you like, a lot of women will advocate for it, but then if you actually sat there and had a conversation with them, they're like, "No, I'm not getting an abortion." It's just like it's one of those things where it just feels like. Again, I'm not a woman, so I can't really say for real. But
I could choose it if I wanted it.
It feels like, it's just they had that choice,
Listen,
and now the choice is being taken away.
I don't disagree with you with them choosing. Yes, do it. No, do it. No, if you don't want to. I don't disagree with incest, rape. Like if those things happen, cool. Do what you gotta do. Like if you don't want it, right? But if you made this choice and let this nigga come inside you.
Hey man,
You get what I'm saying? That's a choice.
hey man.
Yeah, but it's also a choice whether or not you want to go through and follow through with that pregnancy.
I agree. No, I agree with you. But abortion is also not birth control.
It's not a contraceptive.
It's not. Just because you have slip ups, you do all that shit. But at the end of the day, if you continuously do it, yeah, you can have one. Okay, cool. But I know women personally that had 5, 6, 7 abortions.
But that's their choice.
But that's not.
Who are we to
control.
take? But who are we
That's
to take
not
that choice
birth
away
control.
from them?
That's
now?
not birth control.
Nobody said it is birth control.
That's how a lot of people use it.
But that's their choice.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. That is their choice. But at the end of the day, that's not like something that you could just continue to do. Like you're making a conscious decision to let this nigga come inside you. You got to deal with it.
Hey man.
And to the point of all of this, if I disagree with that notion, I should be able to be in a state where
I disagree with
it.
Oh, agreed.
And I think that for a lot of women, they see it as the government should not have the right to tell me what if I want to have 12 abortions and not me, but if I'm a woman and I want to have 12 abortions, who are you to tell me I can't do that?
First of all, it's
The
unhealthy.
same niggas that told you could.
Hey.
It's the same niggas that told you could.
Fair.
Niggas wasn't bitching when they said you can't have abortions. Niggas was like, yes. Now they're saying you can't. Who are you to tell me what to do? The same nigga who told you could.
Well, in that regard, it's more so about the power of choice, though. Like you should not be able to have the right to tell me that I can't do this. It's the same thing with the vaccine. The government, I felt like, did not have the right to tell people what to do with their bodies to inject this into their body. That, to me, that was wrong. You made people lose their jobs over a vaccine. That's wrong. And I look at it similar with abortion. Like if a woman wants to, like I said, have 12 abortions, do I agree with it? No, but that's not my right to say.
I think the role of the government is to step in when things this could be subjective, but when things are morally incorrect, right?
Morally?
So, for example, murder. Who are you to tell me that I don't have the right to murder a nigga, right? Because it's morally incorrect. That's not something you should do. At a certain point, and if you want to get into data and statistics, the way we handle abortions in this country, it's morally incorrect. And at a certain point, now I'm not saying federally, I 100% agree with the state thing, especially because, like, for example, if you are a person living in a state that allows abortions and you have a certain religion, in some regard, you're paying for that.
Yeah.
And
What do you
that's
mean?
fucked. Like, for example, if you're a Christian living in New York City and you don't necessarily agree with abortion, to some degree, you are paying for that abortion because you're paying taxes to this state.
Okay.
And so that's why I like the state thing. But again, like, government steps in when things are morally incorrect. And I don't necessarily, I'm of the belief that the way we handle abortions in this country is morally incorrect, because if you look at statistics, everybody loves bringing up rape and incest. Okay, but that only accounts for less than 1% of all abortions since Roe v. Wade.
Right.
So now that 99%, what is that conversation we should be having? Because I know if I go outside right now and murder a pregnant woman, I'm getting charged with double homicide. So when do we have the actual deeper conversation? Okay, is yes, you have your right, but is your right morally correct? And I don't even think it's a right, because that's abortion ain't that shit ain't in the Constitution. I'm sorry, me personally. Like, niggas need to go to civics class because y'all don't got no rights when it comes to that shit.
Right.
But that's besides the point.
No, I think that's a fair argument.
Got a blast.
And we're back. We had a really thoughtful conversation that I think just got deleted.
Y'all weren't worthy.
Of that conversation.
Yeah.
Do we have the audio?
Yeah, we have the audio.
We might. Yeah, I might have to hear that. We might put the audio
We'll
out.
just go black screen real quick.
Yeah.
It was a leaked audio.
Just black screen, picture of Trump, and just listen to us. Just listen.
Damn, that's
Word.
crazy. How did the audio go? But video did.
Because it's different,
No.
like different, I guess for lack of better words, machines operating independently.
Oh, because we have this. Oh, okay. I got what you're saying. I forgot about this, right? Yeah, but okay. I don't even know where we ended off at, though.
I think you had a question. What was that? Well, I know we were talking about Kai, Kim Kardashian.
Oh, that's where we stopped at, right?
Oh yeah. She was asking me, like, what is, like, do the parents have any blame or responsibility in what their kids are watching, like, let's say on Kai's stream? And I said yeah, because obviously they do, but at the same time, it's weird to me when you say your targeted audience is adults around your age and older. So, like, for example, AMP's age range is from like 21 to 30, because Duke's 30. So it's like 21 to 30, that's the age range. So that's essentially your viewer base, or so you say. But in all actuality, it's a lot of kids. And since you know that and you can see your demographics, why push the type of content to kids that you do?
This is going back to when I was saying, like, they've been doing it and pushing it and everything, right? Oh.
But yeah, parents are to blame for sure. Like,
I don't think all the time, though. I don't know what my 15-year-old is watching all day, bro.
yeah, but it's not like you can't check. You're the parent.
No, I
Like,
agree.
there's you go on Twitch and you press that search bar. There's a list of niggas they typed in to go watch. There's a list of niggas they follow and whose channels, and like, it's your job as the parent to be informed. You might not want to watch Twitch, but you might got to tune into a Kai stream to see what that
See what
nigga's
it is.
about.
Yeah, I think it's a very tough industry to really get into for parents, especially if they're not familiar with streaming and streamers and all that stuff, because you just don't know. So they don't know Twitch, they don't know YouTube Live, they don't know about any of that stuff. So for them, for the kids, it's like the Wild Wild West because all they do is just sign on, and their parents are like, "All right, cool, YouTube, no problem." Even like with like little kids, elementary school kids, they're on YouTube and TikTok all day, and parents have no idea what's going on. And I think it's, I don't even know the solution because I think, like you said, yes, parents are to blame to an extent, but can we continue to just blame parents and not give them resources to help them be better?
I mean, the resource for that to help them be better is get them off of the fucking iPad.
Go read a book, little nigga.
But then again, like the resources, like me, like I let my son use the iPad, and if I hear something that I don't like, he's like, "I'm gonna change this." He won't listen to it again. He won't watch it again. I'll tell him, "Don't do that." He won't do it again. That's just my parenting. I mean, I can't attest to somebody else's what they do with their kids. But there's certain things I know that I'm not going to allow him to listen to or watch. If you don't want to do that, take the iPad away.
True, but that doesn't mean you're eliminating the access to that material. Because if I'm a kid and my iPad gets taken away, then once I am out of the house, that will be my opportunity to watch whatever I want to watch.
From where, though? You don't have an iPad?
My friends have iPads. My school has iPads. Okay. We have Chromebooks. We have my friends have phones. So if they want to get the content, then more than likely they can find the content. So now, if that's the case, then what are we realistically telling parents that they need to do in order to stop them from seeing certain things? So if I want to watch Kai Cenat stream and you take my iPad away, that don't mean I'm never going to see the stream. So then now, how do you blame the parent for the kid seeing the stream with Kai Cenat in the shower with a 6'7" black man?
What was that about, though? Why you do that? Bro, it's just gay innuendos, bro.
Oh.
Nigga.
That's crazy.
I can't say that niggas don't make gay jokes because they do. Mm-hmm. But I also know like, for example, let's say on this pod, right? The pod blow up. I know I also hold some level of responsibility, especially if I can see my demographic. Like, if it's a bunch of older niggas that can understand that I'm joking, all right, cool. I could maybe let those jokes fly. But if I know there's a bunch of kids watching, there has to be, like, a particular way I have to say things or a particular way I have to produce content because I know they are impressionable. And unfortunately, you may not have asked for that burden, but that's what's making you money.
Okay, so then now huh?
I have one question. Do you not think that these kids of this generation might not understand that joke, given how they were raised, the environment that they grew up in, might understand that joke? 12-year-old now, you talk to a 10-year-old now, might understand the jokes that we made, might understand the sexual jokes that we made.
12-year-olds is dropping down with their hands in the air, twerking because I Show Speed is doing it.
Exactly. So do you get my point as a sense of them understanding what the content that Kai might be giving off is why they're watching Kai's content? Do you get what I mean?
Wait, repeat the question again.
I think she's saying, like,
This generation now, 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds,
Right.
12-year-olds, do you not think that they understand Kai's content because of the level, the mind level that they have?
So the question is, do younger kids, 10, 11, in that age bracket, do they understand the sexual innuendos because they're exposed to so much more?
I believe so. I don't think kids, especially that age, are dumb. I was watching South Park at that age, and I understood everything they was fucking trying to say for the most part. Unless they were, let's say, making fun of a celebrity I just didn't know about. Mm-hmm. For the most part, jokes in South Park I understood in middle school or freshly out of elementary school. Like because we had the internet, niggas kind of grew up faster and understood things more than maybe just only watching TV and reading books and seeing the jokes there. I'm like, hey, I don't get that. But then you get older, you have conversations, you're like, oh, that's what the fuck that meant. Mm-hmm. Like, we kind of had those moments in certain movies and cartoons as we got older, like Ren and Stimpy. Maybe when we were watching Ren and Stimpy, we didn't understand they were simulating back shots. But then as we got older, we like, yo, these niggas is giving out back shots. Mm-hmm. These kids grow up on the internet. They have access to so much. I don't think they're stupid, and I don't think that they don't understand what they're watching. Now, it goes into how is that going to influence them personally? Are they going to go about in their actual lives and do things like that, thinking that's okay and that's the standard because that's what the biggest content creator they're watching does? That's the question.
And just in case the last segment got mixed to that point, I'm wearing a shirt, shout out to Maj Teray, that says media, the most effective devil in America.
That is how we got there.
Yes. Yes, the most effective devil in America. So please be mindful of what your kids are watching on TV because media is the most effective devil in America. And a lot of people are using cartoons, paying off streamers to give off these implicit sexual lessons to kids. And you may not be aware of that because you don't know what your kids are watching. But what I was going to ask, do you think there should be some type of union to monitor these streamings and what they're streaming on these platforms? Because that's where it gets tricky, all right? Do we try to protect the kids and say, hey, you can only stream about this? And to an extent they do, like with the TOS, terms of services and stuff like that.
Can't you not do, they can't do a certain shit, a lot of shit on Twitch.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a union amongst all platforms where like you have people from Twitch, YouTube, they're all working together and coming up with these like sort of rules of what you can and
only
can't
problem
do.
I think that won't happen is because like there's certain things that like we can't play music on YouTube, but they could do that on Twitch, right?
I mean, you'll get your shit muted, but
But
I don't.
You
You don't get like strike to where your channel's in jeopardy, no. Unless it's like some crazy shit where they really like the artists themselves be like, nah, I want this nigga shit taken
But
down.
I'm saying that this on these certain streaming platforms or whatever, like that the reason why they go to these things is because they have more freedom and more opportunity to do it.
True, but if the effect of that is that our kids are being poisoned with a lot of negative media, is it our role as the adults to monitor that better?
These streaming services are not making money off of us. They're making money off the kids, and so like if they go,
That's not true.
No, that's not. Yeah.
That's not true.
They're
getting their
maybe not us, but older. A lot of people they're not going to Twitch. Older people are not going to Twitch to go watch it.
I mean, yeah, for the most part, there's outliers, but yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, there are some, but they're going to the younger generation. So if the younger generation like music and they're gonna allow that shit to do it, they're not gonna want you to change your shit just because older people don't like it.
I get that. But now what I'm saying is if we're saying that this man can go in the shower with another man, right?
I could find the clip.
And you ain't gotta find it.
Yeah, I don't.
Nah, niggas wasn't naked, but it was just the innuendo.
Right. And what I'm saying is like with stuff like that where they're doing these implicit messages, should that be allowed? And should there be a union in place to check social media platforms for doing stuff like that?
Nigga yelling and shit.
And that was that that was scripted.
I mean, of course.
Yeah, definitely scripted, but
Like, why is that a part of the script?
that's the problem. So now, should there be a union to monitor all these social media platforms? Matter of fact, even like people outside of the platform. So not even let the Twitch and own to do whatever they do, but should they have to answer to a union to where it's like, okay, we're gonna monitor these things?
I don't think they care.
Who's they?
Don't.
Platforms.
They don't care. They're making money. They don't care if they do it. And
I feel like,
honestly, the gay agenda is pushed.
I feel like a union like that would have to happen under like government regulation. I don't think that's just something that will, like, the platforms are gonna be like, hey, you know what? Let's band together and make sure children are safe. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but
Twitch will put fucking
shut
bitches in
the fuck
bikinis
up.
on the front page, knowing kids pull up to watch Twitch.
Yeah.
Has not banned for certain things that he has done in the past by Twitch, but only for a certain amount of time. The recent things that he's put out, he hasn't got banned for. So I think because his numbers gotten up from where he started originally,
Yeah, they don't care.
they don't care.
Yeah.
So it does make sense with what you guys are saying, but originally he did get banned. But once their numbers and their money is being made, they no longer care.
Yeah, if it's
Right.
Being viewed.
yeah, if it's the streamer making them the most money, you get a lot of leeway. Where, for example, that shower shit, you let the next nigga that doesn't have a Kai following do that, he might get banned.
But All right, and I hear that, but isn't it the role of the people to step in and do something about that?
Yeah.
No matter their platform, of course, Twitch, it's in their best interest to not ban him because he's bringing in revenue. But from the people's standpoint, which we just saw the election, when the people want to get some shit changed, they can. So if we wanted to get this thing changed to protect the kids, should we do that or continue to allow Twitch to run itself on its own?
That shit is tough, but hey, man, I feel like it would be the best to monitor content for children. I think so, but that's tough because then that's like censorship on streaming
you know how
platforms and
easy-
shit like that, which is something niggas don't like. Niggas don't like censorship, so
Exactly.
it's like,
But not even that
tough.
though, bro. If you realistically think about it, when you go onto like a site that you're not supposed to go on, whatever, they ask you, are you 18? Yes or no? There's no verification if you're 18 or not. You can just press yes.
I think Texas or some shit. They got that shit for Pornhub now. You got to show your ID, nigga.
Do they?
One of these states, I think they like ban porn and you like for certain ages and you.
Oh,
deadass
yeah,
have
that
to
is true. I did hear about that.
For real, that you're of
I
age.
like that, though.
I like that though, but I'm saying is realistically, when you go into one of these porn sites right now, they be like, "Are you 18?" All you do is press yes, and you could go watch somebody get fucked.
So to that point, should we start doing that with these platforms? You need to be 18 to be on these platforms.
Yeah, or 18 to watch this type of content. Yes,
If
I
you
wouldn't
watching
mind that.
If you like
I wouldn't
14
mind
and
it.
you watching an educational streamer, an engineer, or some shit, teaching you how to build some shit, I'm cool with that. But it's like niggas who told the line between adult humor and children humor, or at least market adult humor to children. Nah, that shit is weird.
I agree. I think it's a very tricky thing to try to tackle because, like you said, this whole censorship thing, and then also at the same time, at this point, the kids already seen so much. Are we really protecting them if we start banning stuff now?
Fuck them. They already done.
So I guess what's the?
You can save Alpha. You can save Alpha, bro. Yeah.
I think that's the conversation we really need to have because for Generation Alpha,
But do they even want to really save them though? Think about it. Like they promote to them. They these kids watch them the most shit. They buy like they make their parents buy them this shit. Like they getting the most money off these little niggas.
well, they're getting it off the parents that are buying. They're
No,
getting
agreed.
the viewership
but
off
the parents
kids.
are buying it because of the kids.
So in that regard, then I would have to blame the parents, right? Because you're buying these subscriptions or whatever for these kids, and you don't even know
What you watching?
what they're watching. So I think in that regard, I don't mind blaming the parent 100% because you're putting your money into it. But outside of that, it's hard to blame the parent because they just don't know what their kids are watching. But I mean, I'm cool with the whole once they're 18. Verify that you're 18, show your ID, whatever.
Do what the fuck you want.
Watch what you want to watch. But until then maybe have the parent ID verified or something like that. So that way, at least the parent is made aware that their kid is watching
something,
this content.
Yeah, they gotta do that for everything. Voting.
Yo, I walked in the booth and I said my name. They looked me up in the system. My name popped up. They said sign, and then I went and voted.
Bro, I did this. They scanned it and said, "Go vote."
What?
For
what
real?
is that?
The digital version of the card they send you. They scanned it.
I don't even have it.
it.
I don't have
that.
a card. I didn't know you get a card.
Yeah, you get. They usually.
You could have been anybody.
I don't know if I have that shit, but they usually like will send it in like a little mail thing, like the
I didn't know that.
card that like if you're registered and stuff.
I never got that. I'm registered and they told me I wasn't though.
I never.
Like they'll
That's
send you like
crazy.
a card and they'll send you like a keychain one.
Nah.
Now they got the digital shits.
And then you scan that and-
vaccine passport.
This is crazy. But yeah, I think that's something that we got to really tackle and discuss.
Yeah, I'm gonna be tight after this. I'll tell you that right now.
Welcome to the NFL.
Yo.
So
Anyway, I think we had a fucking amazing conversation today.
yeah, man. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Man, hope you stop by some more, man.
Well, after
I had
when
to pop off.
when
of
do
this.
you Yeah. When does this semester end?
In December.
Oh, that's right there though.
Yeah.
But then don't you start back up in January? Y'all do trimesters, right?
Yeah.
Nasty.
But may or may not have class on Thursdays. It's just this time I had
Ah.
3-hour class on Thursdays. Shit crazy. At night.
Exact same. He said, I remember the first day I texted him, he says, yo, I got class the exact time we pod is over.
It sounds like it's clip.
I was like, oh shit. He's like, yeah, 6:30 or not? Like, what? No.
It was 6:30 to 9:30. I was like, it's clip, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel you. Priorities.
But nah, we want you to do your shit, man. You got what? How many? You got like 2 years
I
left?
don't even know. Something.
Nah, I think you're going through this pretty quick though.
Yeah.
It feels like it's fast. Like,
Yeah. It went from doing projects to we did a project with the pod for school.
Yeah, that was like, what, 3 semesters ago or something?
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's it. Feels like it was close, but it was forever ago.
Nah, yeah. It was a little minute ago.
Word.
Yeah, man. But glad to have you back.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations again.
Appreciate it.
Destination wedding?
Possibly. Possibly. Maybe in Mexico, but possibly. Because we seen something
when?
while we was out there. In the
Like how long? Like how long you waiting?
Relax, buddy. That's undecided at this point.
Okay, well, it just happened.
Yeah. She was like, she don't mind like a 2-year engagement.
Okay, that's cool. Get your money up, do everything you gotta do. That's fire.
But possibly destination now, because if it ain't destination, it will more than likely just be eloping. Because fuck a fucking throwing a wedding for y'all. Fuck spending money on y'all niggas. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Nigga, hell nah, nigga.
Paid to go to the vacation.
Yeah, nigga.
Right,
if we don't have a wedding, that money's just gonna go to our honeymoon.
There you go. And that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for watching this
Yes.
episode 261, I believe, of 40 Central Podcast. Make sure that you like and subscribe to the show. Make sure you follow us on all platforms. We will be releasing clothing soon, so look out for that. You can also get tiers. We have tier memberships now for you to pick whichever tier that you want to be a part of. It's a part of the YouTube package. So pick a tier, show us some love, show us some support. Each tier comes with its own perks. We'll do a separate video to show you what are a part of each tier. In addition, make sure that you buy some clothes, support the 40 Central merch, and come on the show. Come on the show. Come talk to us. Come vibe with us. Come hang with us. We're a vibe, you know? So love and appreciate you all. Thank you for your time. And until next week.
Yeah, and remember, he said he's gonna debate anybody who wants to come up here and debate him.
I'm still waiting on my teacher, man, from high school, my history teacher.
You want to debate your teacher?
Was that the one that made that long
Wait,
post?
Yes, nigga. I told that shit during the pandemic. I wanted to debate him. Disappeared. Motherfucker popped up the day of election day in my fucking comments again. Man, fuck all the way off, nigga. Like, get the fuck out of here, nigga. I hate niggas who only pop up when it's time to fucking be controversial, nigga.
I hear
Nigga, where
that.
was you at when I was trying to debate you? Grown ass man ducking me. You student.
I deleted all my social media too, except for I still got my TikTok, but I deleted everything else.
Did you?
Yeah, yeah. I only came back on for the election night. Saw all the memes, the jokes, and stuff like that, and then right back off. It's good.
Don't blame me.
Yeah, you realize how much time you waste in a day when you're not scrolling on those apps. So now I just find different things to do to occupy my time.
Shit, I noticed how much money I was wasting a day when I was working in the city and I was walking around doing the shit. I would go to every store and just buy food. Notice I don't want to eat that much.
Yeah, that's a waste of
Nigga,
money.
what did that have to do with social media?
Nothing. I just wanted to know. Like, that's how I just realized that I didn't need shit. Like, 'cause that's just when I realized. I was like, oh shit. Like, I don't really need to eat this Snicker every time I go to the store. Like,
Touche.
All right, man.
All right, so I guess we're going to try to wrap this up again. Thank you for watching episode 261 of 40 Central Podcast. We are your great hosts, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at 40 Central, on TikTok at 40 Central Network. Be on the lookout for the tier package release that is now on our YouTube channel, where you can have different tiers to show your support for the show. In addition, be on the lookout for merch that we have coming out very, very soon. You can join our list so that way you can get the launch as soon as the close drop, which is very, very soon. You'll be the first to rock the 40 Central merch. In addition, come join the show, come vibe with us, come hang with us, come chill with us, and come debate the manual, the scholar.
The scholar. We love y'all. See y'all next week.
Peace.
It's 40 Central. This is what I live for. I got 'em. Let me talk my shit. Welcome to the 40 with slugs flying, the good dying. Where you stuck in this trap, but then you keep trying. Where everybody either rap or play ball, or you trapping that paper, you really just trying to stack tall. Where you gotta keep your back to the wall. Child friends is beefing, and he ain't even got a cause. I'm not cool with people like I want.